first Georgians, 40 Georgians, came to the United States in 1897. So those were the 40 horsemen who came to California. I'm not sure about which town was it, as an exchange program between Russian Empire and the United States of America. The Americans sent to Russian Empire some cowboys, as much as I know, and the Russians sent here 40 Georgian horsemen and some Cossacks in California. And the 7 Georgians actually stayed here, and the rest of them, as they fell in love with American women, they made, created families, and the rest of them, they went back to Georgia. This was like a first seed of Georgian immigration, but it was not really way.
Long before the birth of Hollywood, its land, people, and spirit were already the stuff of legend. Georgia, the 5,000-year-old country, rises from the Black Sea into the Caucasus and brings with it stories both ancient and modern. Home of the Golden Fleece, breadbasket of empires, its sons and daughters proudly contribute to life here in the U.S. The Georgian community, now on World in America. Vasily Rukadze and Mirab Abdeladze are among the thousands of Georgians now living across the United States. They explain the 3 periods in history that have brought Georgians to American shores.
First tide was in 1920-21 when Russia first time occupied Soviet Russia occupied Georgia.
The Russian Empire collapsed, Georgia regained its independence and stayed independent for 3-4 years, and then was occupied again, this time by Bolshevik Russia. So this was the time when most of the Georgian immigration came here.
And many Georgian intellectual people left Georgia and came into Europe and United States.
The people who were part of the independent Georgians, Democratic Georgian Republic's government, the people who fought in Georgian military, and they faced the execution, the Bolshevik execution, so they had no any other choice but to leave the country.
The next outflow occurred a generation later, during the Second World War.
The second wave of Georgian immigration was much larger. Again, there is no exact data about it, how many thousands came, but approximately we can talk about probably 3,000–4,000 Georgians. Who were these people? They were just ordinary Georgians, the workers, the peasants, the members of the Georgian intelligentsia who the Stalin took to the World War II. People who turned themselves into the Allied forces, Americans and British, and then made it to America. Most of them are actually assimilated. They became the part of American society, and they contributed a lot to the society.
Every Georgian knows of the changuri. In skillful hands, its 4 strings carry notes of sorrow and joy. This man tells of a soldier who on a foreign battlefield writes a letter. Go with peace, he seals the message. Home to my motherland. I can't say when I'll be coming home. The collapse of the Soviet Union sent shocks around the world. For Georgians, it sparked the largest migration of all.
Much bigger and much serious immigration tide was after collapse of Soviet Union.
Many people, many immigrants, scientists, the writers, analysts, ethnographers, they try to collect information, like how many thousand people left Georgia. We don't know, but we talk probably about 1 million people. People who went to Russia, went to Europe, went to America, went to Australia, and Canada. But to America, we talk about probably 40–50,000 Georgians.
So what drove so many to new and distant lands? Mr. Abdeladze and his wife, Dr. Tamar Bibilashvili, left distinguished positions in Georgia when conditions there turned for the worse. Like Mr. Rukadze, the couple experienced the third wave of Georgian emigration firsthand.
There was different reasons, and one of them was economical, because in the 90s Georgia was in the economical trouble, political hardship like this.
It's a political issue. It's a political issue for other societies, for other countries, internationally. But for me, this was the personal problem, political problem affecting the country's economy, because it devastated the country economically, and it pushed the people out of the country, like me. I'm one of those million Georgians who left Georgia in 1990s because of these wars, because of the civil war, because of the staged military coup.
Many of my friends, they immigrated in the beginning of 90s, and every time they asked me to come here, but I resisted, because for Georgians, the immigration is the last thing.
We have like a very hard economic time in Georgia, so the people were, even in our university, we have a lot of good jobs, good works, but we can't prove ourselves, we can't show ourselves, so we were going outside of Georgia and we were presenting where you have a lot of opportunity to do this. Like this country gives you a lot of opportunities.
That was my problem also. I just could not survive anymore. I went to the university which I graduated from in summer of 1998. I did my joint degree in history and political science, my bachelor's degree. And when I looked around, I just saw that there was now a possibility of survival for a single individual like me. Because the government was so corrupt, the system was so corrupt, the post-communist system was so corrupt. Our problems were caused by the politics affecting economy, and the economy affecting our families, our personal lives. And I'm just one of the products of this process, destructive process.
Some responded to the turmoil in their country by embracing a vision of hope. Eliso Siglauri dreamt of building a town, a place of prosperity and peace. The sculptor forged her dream into the Georgian Cultural Center. From New York City, it promotes kindness and understanding through the power of art.
I started Amirani in 2002. It was established, and from very beginning I decided to make the cultural center, the worldwide cultural center, because I had the idea to build up the small town, the town of love for all people and all cultures. And that's why I started this organization from very beginning. But later I decided to add the Georgian culture, because it was very hard to start from this, and because of the nobody knows nothing about Georgia, who we are, from where, why, and it was hard to explain them.
Through the Amirani Center, Ms. Siglauri works to uplift the human spirit. She spreads the beauty of Georgian culture from her Manhattan location. Her organization helps rebuild families through charity and works to see priceless pieces of history through to a new day. Bridging Asia and Europe, witness to a parade of civilizations, Georgia enjoys a rich, unique culture. Its dreamy landscapes and vibrant traditions inspire locals and visitors alike.
Georgia is one of the oldest countries in the world, and it has very interesting culture and very interesting history.
It's a very beautiful country. It's a very beautiful country, and it used to be one of the richest, the wealthiest, most affluent society under the Soviet Union. It's hardworking people with very rich history in the culture.
Many our American friends usually spend summertime in Georgia. I know 4 or 5 my American friends. They permanently in July or August are going to Georgia. and they like Georgia for hospitality, for customs, for nature. So Georgia is very mountain country and with nice nature, like Montana with sea too.
As the nature, it's very subtropical climate. It's well located on the east coast of the Black Sea. The climate is very medium, just perfect for summer vacationing on the Black Sea coast. The perfect for winter the resorts. There are several Georgian winter resorts which are no less than any winter resorts in Switzerland or Germany.
It's a very pretty nice country with people who love guests.
High above Tbilisi, Georgia's capital city, stands Kartlis Deda, the Georgian mother. Erected in 1958, the statue has come to symbolize the vigor and hospitality found in the Georgian character. It's said that few things please Georgians more than having guests to dinner. Vasily Rukadze takes us to his favorite restaurant in all of Brooklyn. It's called Tomata.
It's pretty popular Georgian restaurant with lots of variety of Georgian foods. They cook everything, absolutely whatever the Georgians they cook back at home. It's satsivi, khachapuri, the qveli, chadi, the pkhaleuli, all these Georgian varieties. Very delicious. I like this restaurant a lot.
At a Georgian feast, the Tomata, or head of the table, reigns supreme. Part teacher, part orator, part MC. Great memories begin and end with the Tomata's good cheer.
It's a world-known cuisine, Georgian cuisine. Everybody who tasted it fell in love with it. The President Clinton, who tasted the Georgian food in Moscow when he visited Moscow back in the 90s. The George W. Bush, who visited the Georgia in 2005. He loved Georgian food. The specials are the khachapuri, which is a cheese inside the dough. I don't want to compare it, but it's like a pizza, but it's very delicious. It's like not very thick layer of dough and with a cheese inside. Then there is a satsivi, which is the chicken or a turkey dipped into the sauce of walnut, the walnut sauce. So, welcome to Georgian cuisine. It's well-known cuisine. It's a big cuisine of the small country.
Using only the freshest ingredients and made with painstaking care, Georgian cuisine expresses the very opposite of fast food. Many of its preparation take hours to make. Dr. Bibilashvili serves up some of her delightful homemade fare.
Okay, this is vegetables. This is cabbage, which is with walnut sauce. This is very special Georgian food, which is also vegetable. It's eggplant with walnut, and this is also walnut sauce and chicken. So it's called baje, it's called just badrijani, and it's called pkhali. I'll let you try them.
The Georgian food is very special, and sometimes for people who likes McDonald's foods, this is very difficult to accept Georgian foods. But many people like Georgian foods because it's very special and very tasty.
Hello.
Beyond cuisine, nothing speaks to the color and energy of a people like its music and dance. Georgian footwork and melodic mastery are world-renowned. Here, the Georgian National Dance Troupe delivers breathtaking athleticism and pure imagination. Georgians take their culture seriously. Children are raised to master at least one of the lively arts. A love of song and dance flows through the veins of both the young and old. For decades, the national dance troupe has thrilled audiences around the globe. But this is no tourist show. The explosive choreography propels an undying legacy, one that belongs to all Georgians well into the future. Music and dance, of course, can only reveal so much about a culture. There are the everyday things, the unspoken customs. How does a community thrive in its identity outside the land of its roots? What challenges do Georgian families face living in America?
They talk in Georgian, they eat Georgian food, they sing Georgian song, and they keep language alive, and they keep Georgian personalities, I can say this.
Usually, historically, the Georgian family has very tight ties between family members. But the young members, they try to be more free, like this, you know, we are living in the United States. And sometimes this is very difficult for older generation to accept this. And another challenge is many Georgian kids hesitate to study Georgian language, and mostly they are speaking in English, and this is challenging in family too, because old generation don't speak in English so well, and younger generation don't speak in Georgian.
There are similarities along with differences. Georgia, for instance, is no stranger to ethnic diversity. Nevertheless, Mr. Abdeladze says he feels drawn to the broad patch quilt of American society.
Both societies, multicultural society, but this is a little different. In the United States, you can become American after 5-6 years, and for everybody it's okay. For Georgia, because of Georgia was very close society before under Russian occupation, to accept foreigners beside of Georgian citizens, this is very difficult.
Different nationalities, and all of them are Americans, and it's great.
When you see the picture with one color, this is nothing interesting there. And picture only with many colors is looks like nice. So same is for society too. And 300 years ago, the American people understood, and they accept multicultural.
They came to this country in search of opportunity. They love America's openness and feel proud to call her home. Overcoming many obstacles to realize their dreams, they embrace both the USA and a heritage that extends beyond the seas.
Nobody really knew in Georgia what America was about. We all thought that we knew America, but nobody knew. Like I said, everything was from cassettes, video cassettes in the and whatever the people told us from America, from the phone calls, and they always said the exaggerated stories because people don't say that they are going through hardships. They say they have perfect lives. You know, they take pictures on the backgrounds of yachts and the Florida and the Miami beach, and people say, hey, there is a heaven there, let's go there. But which is possible. In America you can achieve everything, anything. You can become very successful individual, but we all know it does not come that easily. It does not come in 1 year, 2 years, and 5 years. It takes lots of discipline and hardship and hard work.
Whatever you want, you can do here. You just need to work hard, and then you can do whatever you need, whatever you want, really want. You can show yourself.
As an immigrant, I honestly didn't plan anything like that. I was not planning to stay in America. All I wanted was to get education and go back to my country. And then after 3-4 years, I have noticed that I had some kind of division within myself. Like I was like a little bit divided, where I really wanted to be, where I belonged. Because after you live 7, 8, 9 years in a country, you are adjusted to that country, and besides that, I fell in love with America. I love this country, and it's like that's what you asked me. I think that's the question of my everyday life, and about which I think all the time. And I don't know how it's gonna be. It's probably everything depends how things will go. I don't exclude that I will go back to Georgia, but most probably I will stay because I really love this country.
We leave you now with more of the Georgian National Dance Troupe on World in America.